everybody, I'm Debbie with Basket Case Mom of Fab Finds, and I am here with a haul video. Lost track of how many I'm into now, but for those that haven't seen me before, I am a reseller. I've been doing it as a full-time gig for about 2 years. I do have another full-time job at home. I'm building my own business called Go Godly. You can check that out on my website, www.gogodly.org, if you're interested in that sort of thing, and see a little bit of what it's about. But I've been doing this to kind of pay down debt full time. I've been doing eBay as a whole for as long as eBay's been around. And I've resold things before, drips and drabs, but this is more business formatted now. So it's been a learning journey. Because I'm learning about all different things, and it's fun. If you like thrifting, antiquing, it's fun. But the fun part is the shopping. There's a lot of work. I might do a video on a lot of work part, just to kind of lay out the land before anybody jumps in both feet and has to kind of call for help, because it's a lot. But it's okay. I mean, I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm not afraid of those things. And I do enjoy the thrifting, but it can get overwhelming. And there's lots of different ways to do it. Some people do small portions in their store, but things that are sell very quickly. Other people buy things based on what they like, but that they also know has sold. That's kind of how I started doing it. I am more in the zone now where I'm trying to be very discerning about the things I pick up. But the stuff you're going to see today is a little less discerning, because this was part of a big pick that I did back in January. And a lot of it is plush, which is stuffed animals. If you're not familiar with the plush as the word, I wasn't when I started. So I'm basically going to tell you where I found it, what I paid for it. All this stuff that you're going to see right now was like $1.63, I think, because I took all the things I bought, divided it by $250 is what I paid for the whole lot of it. So it was a lot of stuff. It wasn't all plush, but there was a lot of plush. So it worked out to around $1.53, 63, somewhere like that. So that's how much everything's cost. And then I will tell you a ballpark of what I think it's worth, and I will put the actual, what it sold for during the last 3 years, high, low, medium, up here, you'll see it. There'll be numbers. Okay, so let's get started. So this little guy is a Kelly toy. He is not terribly old because he's got a .com. Things that will tell you that a plush isn't old is usually they have a website address, they have a barcode, things like that. But you can tell old tags usually, and things that are made in China are more recent. But China could still be vintage. It could be the 80s. In websites could still be like in the early 2000s. So all those in late 90s. So it's not necessarily not vintage, but it's not going to be older vintage. It's not going to be, And antique is anything that's older than 100 years old. If it's 100 years or older. If it's not 100 years or older, it's vintage. Even if it's old vintage. So this is he's kind of got that silky, shiny fabric. He's a cow, of course, as you can see. He's cute. He's clean. And bread and butter. So bread and butter, low end 8 to 10, higher end 10 to 12. And then it goes like 12 to 15. So it's in that ballpark, low to medium to high. Anything over 15, I'll let you know as we go along. But if I say bread and butter, you can figure that's going to be in there somewhere. So this is by Artist International, and it is called The Dog. And I just saw, sorry, I have to take a minute to figure this out. But I just saw one of these at the thrift shop the other day, and I knew it was smaller. But I was saying, like, don't buy it because I think you have one, and I was right. It's by Play Along. It is 2002, so it is vintage. But look at that big leathery nose. And the nose is in good condition because lots of times the pleather starts to peel and stuff. But he isn't. He's a beagle. Him's cute. He's got his leather collar still, too. Real rare. That's a rare right there. That the collar isn't like messed up or real peely on the end. It's not bad at all. So probably 15 to 20 for him. So this is a Wells Fargo horse. And I have another bigger Wells Fargo horse in my stash. Somebody must have worked for them. And this is, hi, I'm Mike from Des Moines. This is Mike. He's a pony. His name is Mike. So he still has his tag. And he's a black little stallion guy. So the big one, the bigger ones go for a lot. Like the big ones. Like we're talking like 36, 32 inches. The big ones. I have a regular like 16, 18 inch one. And she went for like, I want to say like 28, 30, something like that. But this little one is definitely going to be bread and butter unless the black ones are super rare. But it'll be here in a minute. So, this little guy, he's a beanie, but he's not a tie. It is a GMA Access. Whatever that is. It is an old looking tag though, gotta tell you. But yeah, I'll show you. GM, I keep forgetting the camera's on this side now because I flipped the camera around. So it's GMA Access at the top there. But he's a hippopotamus. He's got some cool pleating on his back and his face. So he's really nicely made. I have no idea what he's for though. So I'm going to say for now, 10 to 12. I could be wrong. And it'll be up here. Even if I'm right, it'll be up here. So this is Darling, and he's so cute. He's little. He's so cute. He's a wolf. Him's a wolf. He is not recommended for children under the age of 3. Of course, we probably knew that. He is made in Vietnam, so he's probably vintage. At least he conforms to safety. That's great. Who did you make him for? You want to tell me? He doesn't want to tell me. But check him out. He's cute. Look at that face. He really is cute. I've never seen one this cute. So anyway, he has a little leather. Is it plastic? A plastic nose. But look, his face has even got like the little bit of painting on his whiskers. It's very nicely made. So anyway, he's cute, nicely made. I'm going to say probably 10 to 12, even though he's teeny. But don't discount teeny, because teeny can still sell for a lot of money. Some like miniature dolls and stuff like this, and like dollhouse furniture miniatures, especially stuff that's signed, hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. So if you see something teeny, don't say, oh, it's just teeny. No, it could be worth a lot of money. So this is a 1995 Fable toy. It is a raccoon. Look at the eyes. You can tell he's older. He's cute. I actually have 2 of these. There were 2, and I picked up both of them because they are vintage, and I figure I'll list them. The great thing is you can list one picture and then just put 2 quantity if they're the same, and these are, so easy to list. And I have 2, and they just will sell. But things like that do okay, and it's no big deal. So this guy, look how cute he is. He has fur, he's cute. He's got like this lining. He's a puppet, by the way, in case you didn't know. But he's from Dollar Tree. So what I'll probably do is I have some other puppets. Like I have an elephant, actually, and I might just lot the random puppets together and sell them as like a safari lot, puppets, pretend play, and leave it at that. And then list in the listing who they're by. Because Dollar Tree, as a rule, doesn't always sell well, but you'd be surprised. Those little, I had that pink a couple videos ago. I had a little pink and a little gray bear. They were from Dollar Tree as well, or Dollar General, I forget, but they were a Dollar Tree product. And they sold, like the 2 of them previously, I want to say for like $15. And I was very surprised by that revelation because one would not think that. But if it's something that your kids really liked, even though it was from the Dollar Tree, or something that you had the whole set and you just never got those 2, because, it's like Five Below does that too, you might want to pick it up and you're willing to pay a little bit more because you need them and they're not around anymore. So this is a tie, and it's a McDonald's Beanie Baby tie, toy. It's a dog called Bones. He's new in the bag. As with Beanie Babies and McDonald's toys in general, they sell slow. They don't sell for much money. There are very few that are sought after. The ones that are the older version of the McNugget buddies in Halloween costumes. If you see those look at the date. And if they're the older ones, I think they're from the 90s, or those are the ones you need to pick up, because those, if you have a few of them, will sell for around $100. So those are good to pick up. I don't have those. I do have some buddies. I have a more recent group of them, the whole group in the box. And it sells, I want to say, I forget what I have it listed for, but it sells for decent money, but you got to wait. The thing about plush and the thing about toys is you got to wait, because it's a person looking specifically for that item. And it's a lot of stuff like glassware and pottery and things that are collectible. Those are specific buyers that are looking to add something to their collection, and it's not a large group of people, and you got to wait. They're willing to pay money for it. You just have to wait for the right person to come buy it, and that sometimes takes a few weeks. Some things sell really fast, but you never know. So just be prepared. If you're going to do plush, have a space to store it, and keep it dry and clean. I know some people plastic bag everything. Mine are all in airtight containers, and that has been working for me. And they're all to keep them clean and safe from things that might want to get in there and bug them. So this is a beaver. He's got a Canada shirt on, and he's got a leather looking tail, which is pretty cute. He is in French and in English, and it doesn't have like a who made it type of thing on it. It just has he is a beaver. He's made in China. So he's cute. Oh, this is a cycling shirt too. So it was probably like a souvenir from like some cycling thing, and you could get your team's country t-shirt on it. But again, bread and butter, 10 to 12. This is a Kennel Cuddly by Terra Toy Company. It has a little KK on his butt. And he's a bulldog, as you can see. I just love that he has a smile. It looks like he's smiling. Look at that face. So anyway, he's really cute. He has a little faux leather baby blue thing on him. And he is vintage. I want to say these are like 80s. Is that right? Will it tell me? It does not. Or it doesn't easily tell me. I might have to like read the whole thing. No, it does not. So, but I want to say they're from the 80s. But they're pretty cute. I think there might be kitten versions of this too. But it's going to be bread and butter, depending on the animal, 8 to 10, 10 to 12. So because he's a bulldog, he might do actually pretty well. So this is a Happy Mate Electroplastics, Newark, New Jersey. Made in the People's Republic of China. That makes this a little older. Him squishes. And he's a pink chickie. So I'm throwing him over there because the Easter stuff's getting listed later today, more of it. So trying to get it up quickly. This is a Tiffany Classic ornament by Hallmark. It's the faux Tiffany glass. It's from 1977. It was a very good year. I was in high school back then. So most ornaments are $10, 8 to 10. Hallmark sometimes can do a little better, but it really depends, because some Hallmark doesn't sell at all. Like it's so mass produced. The old vintage stuff like this is a little less mass produced, so sometimes that can help you sell it. This has no tags on it, but he's one of those clippy guys. He clips onto you like your locker or your pocketbook. Whoo! He is not a toy. Not a toy. He's a hair clip. That's what he is. He's got like hair clip claws. That's what that is. Those claws. Look at, they're like little metal combs. Yeah, definitely not a toy. So I will list him as not a toy. The little metal clips. He's got little metal clips. He's you don't want to give him to a little kid. But he is cute. He is a raccoon, and he's a clip-on. Not a toy. Those are sharp. Not sharp, but I mean, you wouldn't want a little kid playing with them. So I'll definitely make sure that I list them appropriately. So this is a sock tie. So sock tie usually is knit, polyester, has a square bottom because it looks like a sock. You can see how it looks like a sock on the bottom. And that is why it's called that. Sometimes they're wool or other things. This is by Rooster. It is not from Gimbals in Philadelphia. That hasn't been here for a minute, I'll tell you. Gimbals in Philadelphia has been gone for a while. So that'll give you an idea. I'm going to say maybe 80s. Because it has a WWW on there. So it's got to be 80s, maybe 90s. So I'll have to see when Gimbals went away because it's been a minute. But definitely vintage. And this is like a burgundy sock tie. And sock ties do pretty well. Probably 20 bucks. Here's another sock tie. Now this is a different fabric. This is like a silky polyester. It's lighter weight than that one is. This is a Carrie Michaels made in Italy. So this could be a silk one. It is a cotton one. It doesn't feel like cotton at all. It feels real silky. But it's cotton and it's made in Italy. So again, for ties like this, probably 20, maybe 25. It really depends on your brands and what colors they are and all that kind of things. This is a Johnny Carson tie, and it's another one, been a minute. It is 100% silk. It has a pretty cool little pattern on it. It's navy blue and light blue and white. It's got that. I'm guessing that this is from the 70s. It has very 70s vibes, and it is a little more narrow. So it could be earlier in the 70s. Like in the 70s, they went wide and then they went narrow. So you kind of, like the late 60s was more narrow, and then it kind of went a little bit wider, and then it went really wide. So you got to kind of, I don't know. So this is, okay. So funny things. This is what I'm talking about. Like this maybe is legit as far as the way the name is, but this is probably like a faux designer. Not that this person is like a designer that I worry about so much, but it's Gio Brutini. There's this big gap in between his first name. This is a hint that if this was like Giorgio something Armani and it looked like that is not his tie. Okay, just saying. So I don't know about this, but I actually bought it. I just actually picked it up because, first of all, the room that these ties were in was so dark. My biggest fear was like hanging, trying to see out the window to see if they had any stains on them. But I thought this was just such a pretty color. It's like a limey green, but not real bright, and with like a purple stripe on it. So it's very pretty. It's got a nice weave to it, and it's a nice weight. It's silk. See, this is what I'm talking about. So you see on the thing how there's that big space, but you see in there in the tip, there is not a big space. Yeah, it's a concern. But that said, I will look at it. If it is, it'll get donated back, and I'll be out $1.63. My life will not end. It'll be fine. So this is from Ernesto in Philadelphia. Definitely older. This is all silk. It's imported, and it's very deco, which I guarantee you this will sell very quickly. And because it's vintage, it'll sell for close to $30, maybe even more. So that'll make up for the Gio Brutini tie. Looks like I'm going to lose my voice. That's good times. So this is a Wendy's toy. Now, McDonald's toys don't do great. But Wendy's, Subway, and Burger King toys, Burger King less, but Wendy's and Subway toys sometimes do much better. I had a Maisie toy from Subway, I think. And it wasn't in a bag, it wasn't new or anything, but I believe it sold for around $14 or $15. It was this big, it was little. So this is just a wildlife cardinal flying beanie kind of thing for Wendy's. It's from 1999, so it's, turn of the century, not the old century, the new century, but still. And again, probably 12 to 15. Might go for less. It depends on how many of them are out there. Those are or how hard they are to find. If they're hard to find, always more. Now, little hint, if they're hard to find and you can't find one and it's obscure and it's vintage and it's in good condition, I always recommend and put it on eBay on an auction and price it up, like $50, and see what happens. And then do it again and lower the price just a little, maybe to like $30, and see if anything happens. And then if it doesn't sell for that, kind of look for something similar and, you know, price it in the vicinity, but price it up a little bit, because if it's the only one, it'll probably fetch a little bit more money. Okay, so this was $4.49 at the expensive thrift store. Our expensive thrift store is owned by Savers. I know some of you are in, like, Savers are in Canada and other parts of the country. We don't have Savers here, but they're called like thrift superstores or something, and they're always a little more expensive, and that's okay, because, well, it's okay because I'm not going to buy the things that are too expensive, but they do have some decent stuff and they have some crappy stuff like everybody else. So you just have to, you know, just hedge your bets. But he was Aurora. He's pretty cute. He's made in Indonesia, so I'm going to guess he's a little bit older and vintage, and he's a hippopotamus. So hippopotamuses are nice, so I figured, why not do it? And oh, I think I've done this bag before. Ooh, that means I can pick a different bag. Look at me going through the bags. This is very exciting. I've gone through this bag before. Oh, I don't think so. Okay, so this is not, I got one more bag from that big thing, but this is not from there. This is from some from the Goodwill. So this is a Goodwill bag. I paid $3.49 for the Goodwill bag and everything in it. And this is a tie ornament. It's called Twinkling. It's a little bear with a tree. It's a Jingle Beanie collection. Again, probably bread and butter. And I gotta say, I might have another Jingle Beanie. I think I have a mouse Jingle Beanie, but I want to say he's sold. I can probably lot them up before Christmas. But the reason I bought this is it has a mess of pushins in it. And pushins sometimes can do well. That one still has a tag on him. And if they don't do well, I can lot them up and then they'll do better. So it doesn't really matter to me. It'll work out for the best. But there were a lot of them in here. So that's this one. He has a candy cane. Like I said, bread and butter. This is a fuzzy one. And I want to say, when I looked this one up, this one matters. I want to say he was more expensive, like 15 to 20 maybe. I could be completely wrong. And that will be up here to say, hey, she was completely wrong. And then we have Hello Kitty, who is always a hit. She's riding a unicorn, and I can't see how that could be a bad thing in a rainbow dress, but still has her bow. All those things are good. She's in really good shape. And none of these are terribly old either, I do not think. It's a kid robot. Why is it called that? I don't think she does anything, but this has got beanies in it. It's 2023, so none of them are terribly old, but still cute, still not around anymore, even at 2023. So certainly she's probably worth 15. She might be worth more. Here is yet another fuzzy pushing. And I think there's a few of these, and I'm going to lot them together. These are ornaments. So this one has a gingerbread. And yep, here, this one has, oh, this one is a, I don't know, it's a unicorn pushing. Look at that. And there's a Santa pushing. This one's by Gund. They all might all be by Gund. And this is I think it might be a latte. Or it's a hot cocoa with whipped cream on top. Yes, it is. Of course it is. Pushing. So again, these are probably all from around the same time. So I'll probably take all those little guys and put them together. And then we have this little keychain guy in a pumpkin. So if I lot them together, there's 4 of those, not counting the pumpkin. That would probably be 20, maybe more dollars. And then the pumpkin is probably 8 to 10. And then this guy is a coin purse. And he is probably 10 to 12. She is probably 10 to 12. She's pink as well. And like I said, I paid $3.49 for the whole thing. So how could I go wrong? And this is going to be my husband's favorite thing. So funny story. Early on in this thing that I'm doing here, I found one of these. These are called giant microbes. This is a smallpox. Isn't it cute for smallpox? I'm just so glad it's not a real smallpox because I don't want that. But they're giant microbes and they're all germs. And there's all different ones. And I found an E. coli. He had like all these leggies hanging down. And a girl bought it and I shipped it right before the holidays. And she reached out maybe a week later and said it never came. And I said, well, I show it shipped. I show it delivered. You need to contact your post office and find out how you can put in a claim if you never received it. So I gave her all the information, and that was fine. And she left positive feedback, but you know, it was sad because she didn't get it. And I always felt bad. And about 3 weeks ago or so, she reached out and said she was cleaning the garage, and her husband must have found it and put it in the garage thinking it was a gift for the kids and forgot it was there. And when she was cleaning the garage, she found it. So, whoopsie. So anyway, this one's new with tags though, and this is a smallpox. But a lot of times, my daughter's science teacher, her biology teacher at college, had these all around her desk. She loved them. So teachers have them. They're good for studying things, you know. So and I don't know, he looks a little like a baboon, but he's a smallpox. So, you know, you got to be careful. You can't ship him overseas. Can you imagine putting that on the paperwork? It's a smallpox. Lord, the people will go crazy. So this is another beanie, and I'll probably put this with the pusheen because this is Frights, and he's a Thai beanie, and he's got like a little hook too. So, and again, he's probably $8, somewhere around there. So that's not bad for those in that bag at all, I don't think. So then this is a Cabbage Patch, and it's a preemie, and it does have a box that plays music, and the music box is out because my husband put music in it, but it does work. I'm not going to play it for you because it doesn't turn off. It just has to play the whole lullaby and goodnight. So she's had a bath. I think, did she have a bath? No, she does not have a bath. She does not have a bath. So she needs her face washed. She needs to have a bath. It's from 1991. The Many Factors of Hasbro. It's a Hasbro, and it's an LL2 head. Those are all things that matter with these dolls, is what head it is, the color of their hair, the color of their eyes, and if they're dressed or not. And this, of course, comes with these pajamas on him, so that's always a good thing. And then there's this little shirt here, and I don't know who this belongs to, but that's okay. We'll deal with that in a minute. So, and then I have, no, that's a baby. Sorry, I lied. That's like some kind of lullaby. This is a preemie. Look how little. So this is all from 1992. Always make sure it has the Xavier Roberts thing on the butt, because there are, especially the soft face ones, not all the soft face ones are Xavier Roberts, the original Cabbage Patch. So always be careful that you check to make sure his signature's on them. Sometimes it's faded, but it's always there. So the preemie does pretty well. I actually have one listed right now that I listed high at 75 because I'd seen it's a redheaded little boy in an Easter outfit, and he's got like 30 people watching him or something, like 10 people watching, and 30 people have looked at him, and one person already bid on him the first moment it went up. So it's definitely going to sell for, I think I have it up for $70 or $75. It'll definitely sell for that, but I have a feeling it's going to sell for more. I hope there's a little bidding more. That's always exciting. Oh, it's their shirt, and there's probably pants in here. There is pants in here too. So I washed the clothes, so they're a little pilled. It's old, but overall the doll's in good condition, and the preemie is probably going to sell in the $15 range unless there's something very special. I want to say the one with the music box, it's because the music box works, sells around $50, maybe more. They all sold really higher than I thought, because most of them don't sell for much. Some of them do, but not all of them. But some of them sell for hundreds of dollars, so always good to look at them. Anyway, oh no, I'm going to go over. So I'm going to cut it here because we're at that place, and I will come back with another video shortly. But I thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up and let YouTube know that you like the content. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you saw anything that you thought was cool, or that maybe you know more about it than I do. I always appreciate information. I do thank you so much for watching. Also, if you hit the notification bell, it will let you know every time I upload content, and I try to do it at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. But that's, you know, getting it out there. It's not the recording it. It doesn't take, that's not so bad. It's the editing it that takes a while, and getting all those little prices up here. So, and the comments and the voiceovers and adding information to them if I have to. So I thank you again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.